improve swim endurance through resistance training, muscle fiber types, and most of us have a superficial understanding of modern fitness. Well, for me, it's always fun in the pool. For me, swimming has always been fun, even when it's difficult, right? I taught myself to swim when I was 6 or 7. Swimming is my life. I do it when I need to meditate. I do it when I need to exercise. Swimming laps in the pool, I just enjoy it, right? So the American Council on Exercise provides several statistics on swimming, right? I'm thinking you'll find a lot of these interesting. Well, one of them is swimming is one of the most popular forms of physical activity in the United States, with over 27 million Americans swimming for fitness. Swimming burns between 400 and 700 calories per hour, depending on the intensity of the workout and the individual's body weight, right? And I think there's a little bit more to that as well, because something happens after exercise um, that pertains to how you recover from it, and you can quantify it in calories, but that's for a different video. The third thing is swimming is a low impact exercise that is easy on the joints, making it a good option for people with arthritis and other joint problems. As you can see, swimming has many health benefits. Here are 7 other benefits of swimming. These benefits were again enumerated by the American Council on Exercise. Now, I didn't even know there was an American Council on Exercise. So if you decide to go swimming sometime in the next week, one question you might have is, how do I swim more? Well, I have an answer for you. I have an answer for that, and it's probably different than what you think. Well, hi, I'm Smitty. I studied and trained for 18 months before attempting and completing my first Olympic distance triathlon, and I finished it in about 2 hours and 51 minutes. Now, in my previous video, I had my glasses on. Well, see, I don't need reading glasses. I don't need prescription glasses. I have reading glasses, and I'm not too aware that my glasses are like this, and I typically don't wear glasses a lot, and I was just reading them because I wanted to stay on topic, right? But anyway, so for this video, I won't be wearing my glasses. I'm not reading like I was reading before on my most previous video. And I was a competitive swimmer. I swam for 6 years in middle and high school. Like I said, I taught myself how to swim when I was 6 years old. That's a story for another video. It's kind of funny. I swam the 50 butterfly and 100 freestyle. 50-meter butterfly, 100 freestyle. I swam that competitively for 6 years, right? Later, when I was in my 30s, I figured out how to train for events that included long distance swimming, like swimming distances like 800s and 1500s. And when I was in middle school and high school, we had this one crazy guy that swam the 500, or was it a 400? He swam the 400. No, he swam the 500. The dude was crazy. And there was this one other swimmer, she was a woman, she swam the 800, and she swam the 400. And I don't even understand how they even did that, right? So in this video, I want to shed some light on how to increase your swim endurance. Now I'm thinking the person probably swam a 200 because she did 8 laps. So anyway, I did a 100 and I didn't understand 200s. But when I was in my 30s, I understood a little bit better how to do endurance swimming, and I stretched my endurance from 100 meters, which was where I trained for 6 years, to 1500 meters, right? And I want to explain to you some of the concepts, the science behind some of the stuff, and the methodologies I use to create my strength endurance strategy. Now, when I was in my 30s, I did Olympic distance triathlons. I trained for them actually. The training was like, a year and a half before my first one. And my training included riding over 300 miles per week and running around 30 miles weekly, right? I also spent time resistance training every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in the gym. So for that year and a half, I didn't miss a day, right? I may have missed in my second year, I may have missed a couple of days because I was sick, but I didn't have any ailments or any sickness in that first year and a half. My experience with all this training has given me some insights I want to share with you, insights into how the human body works, how the human health works, and how to use the body's natural ways of healing and recovering to achieve more favorable fitness performance outcomes. Now, I have two methods that I want to share with you today that are part of my strategy to improve my cardiovascular endurance. So when I'm saying endurance, I'm saying cardiovascular endurance, right? One method is resistance training, and another method is cross training. Let me start with how I realized resistance training can help with endurance. So back in the day, I decided I want to know what it felt like to be a heavyweight boxer. I wanted to be like Mike Tyson size or Muhammad Ali size, right? So I went from 190 pounds to about 220 pounds in my late 20s, right? So I'm probably 26, 27, 28, 29 years. And I found out though, when I was 220 pounds, I'm about 6 foot, my breathing was labored and I didn't feel any more powerful. Like, I didn't know that I didn't feel like a heavyweight boxer I thought felt, right? And if you watch heavyweight boxing, you can see how they're not as quick as some of those other boxers, some of the other weights, right? So eventually I started to run to lose weight. That's all I knew how to lose weight was to run. Right, so I would run a 1.7 mile loop and then a 3.4 mile loop, or 1.7 mile course and a 3.4 mile course. And for me, the weight came off fairly quickly. I then decided I wanted to do a triathlon. So I read triathlon books to learn a little bit more and eventually joined the gym. And the gym gave me a physical trainer free for 30 days, right? So I could pick my physical trainer's brain, for 30 days. And, I went to my trainer and I was like, look, I want to do a triathlon. I don't like lifting weights. I don't like lifting weights, but I will do whatever you say I should do in order to achieve my goal. And so I started running. As I said, I had a run plan, and here's what my run plan looked like. Saturdays were my days off. Sundays were my days off, and my Saturdays were my days of long, slow runs. And I'll share my run plan, and I'll share my resistance training plan here, right? So I'll share my run plan here, and here's my resistance training plan. From the start, I was having issues with my 12-mile runs, and if you see, my resistance training plan also includes a speed training component, but I talk about that in my other videos, and I'm only focusing on my 12-mile runs. So my 12-mile runs were difficult because on Saturday, miles 11 and miles 12 were the most difficult. They were the most laborious and the most difficult to complete without stopping, right? I wanted to be able to do them fluidly all the way through. I didn't want to have to stop and start again, right? So I asked my physical trainer, like, what do I do? What's the solution for this? And I was told to do high repetitions of bicep curls to improve my endurance. Is something I talk about in another video. And you just do these standing bicep curls to increase your endurance, and you do high repetitions, like over 15 up to 22, maybe even more, right? And the idea is that, you want to build endurance. And this might be hard to believe, that you can build endurance by building bicep strength or strength endurance. It works by increasing endurance in the significant muscle groups that are most likely to fatigue earliest during the run. So when you're running, you're doing this motion a lot, and this isn't a normal motion. Walking is pretty normal, or running is kind of normal. Walking is closer to running than this is, right? So you build your bicep muscles, and these muscle groups help you do endurance level running, right? So this same method can be applied to swimming. So for example, I would do this swimming exercise with an exercise ball. I'd balance on this exercise ball, and I would turn sideways and put my elbow up high, and I would just lift, do these tricep extensions, right, on either side. And this exercise works well on your triceps, and it works well to build stability on this exercise ball. And stability is one thing you need when you're swimming, or you want to be able to have a strong core, or you want to be able to twist and turn relatively easily. You don't want to fatigue when you're turning and coming up for air. This might be an excellent exercise if your triceps might be your weakest freestyle muscle group, right? By doing high repetitions of triceps extensions, you can decrease the likelihood of your arms fatiguing early during the swim. Now, this is just one exercise for tricep extensions. You could also do high repetitions of standing tricep extensions and achieve similar results. This method may be applied to any other muscle group. This might also work for legs, abs, shoulders, neck, right? So if your legs fatigue when you're swimming, you find out if your abs fatigue, your shoulders fatigued, if your neck fatigues, right? Neck muscles. You can do exercises that simulate what you want to do in your endurance exercise. So you would do like leg kicks, leg extensions, and leg curls to increase your endurance if your legs were getting very tired during the swim, right? So also I want to say that cross training was the second method I included in my strategy to build endurance. I discovered this one by accident. I learned that cardiovascular endurance made in one sport can be directly applied to another. Like for example, building swim endurance by building cycling endurance and vice versa, right? So if I'm good on the bike, if I can ride 4 hours on the bike, I can probably ride marginally longer. I can swim marginally longer when I'm swimming, right? And vice versa. And I learned this because I was riding 80 miles consistently, 50 miles consistently on my own with the cycling club I was in, and I was getting faster on my 7 mile runs, and it was incredible, right? So, and also like I believe a lot of this is that your body is becoming more efficient as you build cardiovascular endurance. And when your body is moving more efficiently, your body can also be faster. So there you have it. There's my science-based methods for building swim endurance. If you want help reaching your fitness goals, you should seek a fitness coach or physical trainer like I did. If you would like help from me, there are resources down below this video, or you can reach me at info@iheartgains.com. I am Smitty. I hope you reach your fitness goals, and I will talk to you soon.